What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about why every AMC shareholder is holding their breath. We're out of shares. What is Adam's next move? Are we going to have a reverse stock split? Will he issue APE? What is his plan? What is going on? And how does this $50 million forward agreement play into their plans for the future of AMC? Now, if you want to know what's next for AMC, then you need to take a look at all of the options and consider which one Adam Aron would choose, not which one you like or dislike, because he's running this ship into the ground, but still he runs the ship, and whatever he decides is going to happen, whether we like it or not. All we can do is take a look at the options that are before us and what's coming up, and we could probably figure out which direction Adam Aron is going to take. Now, before we get started with the options that Adam has, all right, let's listen to the facts. Number one, we're out of shares. We only have 1,070,000 shares left, and we got the Dilution King over here. Well, not really the Dilution King. That would be Mullen's CEO, the way they've diluted them. But Adam Aron is a close second because he has burned through the initial $525 million. Then when we refused to add anything to it, he burned through 1 billion apes. And then they did a reverse stock split. We had 100,000 AMC shares, and so he's diluted 400 more million shares of AMC. All right, so we know he's going to want more shares. And as Cowboy Clown and his sidekick pointed out, they changed the rules concerning corporations and the voting policies necessary to pass a reverse stock split or add shares to the float. Now, we find ourselves back at the same position we were a couple of years ago when Adam Aron was out and he was asking us, can we please increase the float? So they can increase the float. That's one choice. Or, instead of asking, can he increase the float of AMC from 550 to 750 or whatever number he would want, he can do a reverse stock split. Both require 50% of whoever's at the meeting in order to pass or fail. All right? And now, reverse stock split, let's talk about that. If Adam Aron really wanted to destroy shareholders, then this will be the road he goes down. He will simply just ask for a reverse stock split to bring us back down from 550 to 125. All right? And if he did that, he would murder the shareholders who have been here and that he says he loves. Because if you had 1,000 shares and you went through the first reverse stock split, you went down from 1,000 to 100. And if they do another reverse stock split, that would take your 100 down to either 10 to 50 shares. So from 1,000 to 50 shares. He knows that a reverse stock split would kill retail investors. Now, he could take this path if he wants, if he's an old, bitter-ass man who's still mad because we wouldn't increase the float. But I don't believe that's the path he's going to go down. He don't want to do a reverse stock split because it's not really beneficial for him to do it right now, okay? I think that if you have a vote, it's going to be on to increase the float again. Now, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be said about this vote because there's other things that we've been voting on and that Adam could not get passed. And the question is, will he put up removal of our anti-takeover matters in this proxy statement that'll be coming up? See, for the past 2 years, I've told y'all that every vote, Adam is trying to remove the anti-takeover matters that are in our articles of incorporation, all right? They want to declassify the board so that they can vote on all the board members at one time and replace them. And they want to try to eliminate the prohibition against stockholders acting by written consent. They want to approve an amendment to remove the limitation of stockholders' ability to call special meetings. In other words, these are our anti-takeover matters that keeps BlackRock, Citadel, Goldman from taking us over. But they have never been able to get them passed in 2 years. So, if we're going to go down the voting road, then I believe that he would ask for more shares, and he would ask that these provisions be amended in our Constitution. Get ready for that. It's probably going to happen. Now, there's another path he can go down, people. He can just bypass shareholders altogether and start issuing APE again. Not in the context most people believe or understand APE, alright? It is a currency now, and he can make agreements using APE as a currency to bring AMC some money without our approval. It's already been approved. Everything is already in place. He can do that. But let's stay on the voting trail here, okay? People are asking, if we have to have a vote, will Goldman Sachs be able to vote using the 50 million shares that's in this forward contract, all right? Now, I got a confession to make. I was the first person that said Goldman Sachs would not be able to vote their shares, those 50 million shares that they are getting from AMC, if they sold them on the open market. And that's a correct statement, that if Goldman Sachs was to sell those 50 million shares on the open market, then they would lose the voting rights. But after a lot of consideration and going through this paperwork, I've discovered that Goldman is not selling any of the 50 million shares. Think about it. They're selling shares naked into the market, and there's an agreement. We'll talk about it in the next video on the stages that this forward agreement is taking and what's really going on. I made this slide to show everybody step by step what's going on in this forward agreement. We're going to talk about that in the next video. But could they vote those shares? And I'm sad to report the answer would be yes. Yes, if we was to have a vote before the forward agreement was settled, then yes, Goldman could vote them shares, because the shares technically belong to Goldman, and they're not selling those shares. They're sitting in the vault at AMC. The shares that they're selling right now as a hedge is naked shares. We know that's a fact, all right? But they also have a condition for that in this proposal. We'll talk about that. So I'm sorry to tell everybody that if we have a vote, the answer is yes. Goldman would be able to vote those shares because nobody's touching them. They're in the safe. I was wrong. And I'm man enough to come on YouTube and tell y'all I was wrong. But I'm going to be man enough to come and tell y'all the truth also is that they're in the safe. Nobody's touching them. Goldman's not selling them. They're selling naked into the market. And we'll talk about the rest of that story in the next video. But what do I think is going to eventually end up happening? I think he's just going to go ahead and bypass all the shareholders and go directly with APE. But the next time we hear from Adam Aaron, there will be a at-the-market offering for APE shares, or he's made some kind of agreement with somebody like Goldman or B. Riley or whoever to buy APE shares, all right, which will be converted in a certain time and so forth and so on. And the process starts over with APE, all right? So, if I had to guess, that would be the road I think he's going to take. Go straight for the APE and go ahead and sell whatever you got to sell of the APE to raise the liquidity. That's why he created it. All right, but if we go down the voting road, this could be Antara 2.0, which we'll talk about in the next video. Love y'all. Be blessed. See you in the next video.